A very good morning and welcome to yet another edition of the YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Abdin. We start off with a look at your headlines.
Newsfirst headline.
In headlines, postal voting for delayed voters today and tomorrow. Sajid promises new era for common people. In international news, protesters storm Mexico's Senate after ruling party appears to line up votes for court overhaul. And in sports, Pochettino named new US men's coach. And now your news in detail. In local news, the Election Commission has announced special arrangements for postal voters who are unable to cast their votes by post in the ongoing presidential election. According to the Commission's chairman R.M.A.L. Ratnayaka, these voters can now vote at their respective district secretariats today and tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. In a related development, the Election Commission has confirmed that 80% of the official polling cards have already been dispatched to district election offices. The Department of Government Printing has assured that the printing of all official polling cards will be completed by the end of this week. In more local news, President Ranil Wickremesinghe stated that he has earned the recognition of the majority for ensuring the supply of food, medicine, fuel and other essentials during the economic crisis. He gratefully accepted his acknowledgement, emphasizing that he could not stand idle while people suffered and took on the challenge of rebuilding the country for its citizens. The president made these remarks during the Ranil Tepuluwan rally held in Narammala. He further remarked that the people are unwilling to entrust their future to Sajid Premadasa and Anurakumar Dissanayake, who were absent when the country faced hardships. In a heartfelt moment during his campaign, independent presidential candidate Ranil Wickremesinghe shared a touching story about a cap he received from an elderly lady at a meeting in Kilinochchi. The lady expressed her gratitude not only with the cap but also with a promise to vote for him. She said that in order to show gratitude she would vote for him and that she came here to deliver that message. Still in local news, Sajid Premadasa, the presidential candidate of the Samik Janabala Vegya, has declared that a new era for the common people will begin after the 21st. Speaking at a public rally meeting in Kuliapitiya yesterday, Premadasa outlined his vision for the future and his plans to uplift the lives of ordinary citizens. He announced an ambitious plan to establish 14 production factories in the Kurunagal district as an initial project. These factories will be set up in 14 different electorates with plans to expand all 30 divisional secretarial jurisdictions within the district. Premadasa also emphasized the importance of sustainable farming practices to support various crops, including betel cultivation. And up next is international news.
International news.
In news overseas, hundreds of protesters broke into Mexico's Senate as lawmakers weighed a contentious plan to overhaul the country's judiciary, forcing the body to take a temporary recess for the safety of the senators. The shutdown came just hours after Mexico's ruling party appeared to have wrangled the votes it needed to jam through the proposal after at least one member of an opposition party was accused of flipping to support it. That move and other political maneuvering ahead of a vote on the plan championed by outgoing President Andrés López Obrador fueled even more outrage after weeks of protest by judicial employees and law students. Critics and observers say the plan, which would have all judges elected, could threaten judicial independence and deal a severe blow to the system of checks and balances. Some protesters entered the Senate chambers in an effort to block the vote after they said lawmakers were not listening to their demands. Protesters broke through the door of the Senate chamber, pushing aggressively using pipes and chains, while at least one person fainted after protesters broke in. And up next is your update on sports.
Sports news.
And in sports, former Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino has been named new coach of the United States men's team, US Soccer confirmed. Pochettino, who parted ways with the Premier League side Chelsea in May after one season in charge, will take the reins in the US ahead of the 2026 World Cup, which will be co-hosted by Mexico, Canada and the United States. The Argentine, a former Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham Hotspur manager, said his decision to join US Soccer was not just about football, but about the journey the country was on, and he could not pass up the opportunity. And with that, we wrap up this edition of the YES101's Visual Radio. For the Newsfirst team, I've been Shradabdin. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.